going into the turn. There was nothing anybody else could do about it, although Tatum strove too hard, picked up the front and lost his momentum. Nielsen, superb display. Brilliant, brilliant ride. And now the crowd holding their breath because they know they have the battle of a lifetime coming up now very shortly. Heat 20 and an important one for Sam Ermolenko from the USA, riding in blue because a win here will give him 3 points and guarantee him 4th place in the competition. 4 previous World Final appearances, 4th will not be the best he's done. He was 3rd in 1985 at Bradford. But nevertheless, I would think he's well pleased with his performance today if he can secure this win. Riding immediately on the inside of him, Chris Morton in the red helmet for Great Britain. Nothing Chris can do except add to his 3-point total. Antal Kocho from Hungary goes in the white helmet on gate 3, and on the far outside, Roman Jankowski for Poland in yellow and black. But Ermolenko in blue is the man we're looking for. Kocho gates well round the outside. Ermolenko almost locks up. That's through Chris Morton. So Morton for Great Britain, the rain still falling, but Chris Morton in red for Great Britain. Ermolenko in blue, fighting hard round the outside. Kocho for Hungary there. Morton takes off a rip-off so he can see. His vision was obscured by flying shale, but clears his lens neck and neck. This is a tremendous heat for the last one. And round the outside and into the lead goes Ermolenko, but he's going wide. Morton hugging the inside line. Good action all the way to the flag. Really good stuff here. Ermolenko still fighting, but goes wide. Morton takes him out into the fence. Ermolenko looking at the inside line. Comes through on the inside. Pushes Morton out. Sam Ermolenko in blue. Morton coming through. The last lap flag is out. One more lap to go. Nail-biting stuff. A gripping last heat. But it is indeed Sam Ermolenko in blue leading now, having had a frantic tussle with Chris Morton in the red. Ermolenko comes home for the victory. Chris Morton it is in 2nd, and in 3rd place, the rider in the white helmet, Antal Kocho from Hungary. A very good ride for Ermolenko, but he had to fight all the way. He earned his beer money that time, shakes hands with Morton. He knows it was a good tussle. One of the best races we've seen in the first few laps this afternoon. And Morton took him all the way to the flag. And you can see just how well Ermolenko gated. But Morton switched his line. He was hugging tight. Ermolenko went wide. It was very slick. Left the door wide open. Morton said, "Thank you very much," and drove through. Way up the back straight, still heading Sam Ermolenko. The Hungarian takes off a visor there. But no question about the winner. Sam Ermolenko moves into 4th place in the competition, and a well-fought win for him here in convincing style ahead of Chris Morton from Great Britain. The pièce de résistance of the 1988 World Individual Speedway Championships. This is what the crowd came for. They hoped we'd get into a runoff situation, and we indeed have a runoff situation between the 2 top Danes, the men who have totally dominated the world of international speedway over the past 4 years. Riding in red from gate 1, Hans Nielsen, the 2 times world champion, going for 3 in a row. And in gate 3, in white, Erik Gundersen, also going for his 3rd championship, but he was the winner in 1984 and 1985. He looked all the way through this meeting as though the title was his, but it was thrown right wide open in that crucial heat 17 when little Jan Pedersen flew through and stole outright victory from under Gundersen's nose, causing him to pair off in a head-to-head with Hans Nielsen. I personally feel that Nielsen gating from gate 1 will have the advantage, but it remains to be seen just what does happen. It's over 4 laps. Will they demolish the track record? Who knows? The conditions are quite slick because since they last rode, we've had heavy rain here, so anything can happen. Jano Pedersen has guaranteed himself a 3rd place on the spot, so it is truly a Danish 1-2-3 no matter what happens. The outcome of this race will decide the title winner and all the perks that go with it. It's not just the £3,000 individual prize put up by the FIM, it's all the sponsorship money, the possible film screen tests. Away they go. A good start by Nielsen, but round the outside goes Gundersen. The crowd here are absolutely rising. Nielsen lost traction. He couldn't drive out of the bend. Erik Gundersen controlled the bend. He took the wide line. He was on the dry stuff. Nielsen was on the slippery. He couldn't do anything about it. Erik Gundersen going wide, but they're both going wide because it's so slick. The track conditions can indeed catch both of them unawares. And Gundersen almost locking up. He has to go very, very gently. He'll be breathing in. This will be the longest race he's ever done. Heading towards the last lap flag. 1.5 laps to do for Erik Gundersen to clinch the 1988 individual World Speedway crown. He's got some 25 machine lengths over Hans Nielsen. Gundersen is looking like a winner. He glanced over his shoulder. There's nothing Nielsen can do. He's accepted defeat. One more bend stands between Erik Gundersen, outright victory, and the spoils of war. Gundersen has won the title. The flagman dances in delight. The Danish crowd acknowledge what has to be one of the most popular victories. Erik Gundersen can't believe it. From having certain victories snatched from underneath his nose, he came back in the runoff to defeat Hans Nielsen. Nielsen, one of the first men to congratulate him. 3 in a row was not to be. That privilege stands to the great Ivan Major, who was world champion in 69, 70 and 71. Tremendous achievement. That record still stands. Gundersen getting the traditional bumps, a long-standing tradition in the speedway world. The crowd absolutely over the moon. A just winner. He fought back in the face of adversity almost, when it looked as though Jan Petersen was going to steal victory from his grasp. Nielsen knew what he had to do, but he lost it on the first turn. He drove into the slippery stuff, and Gundersen was driving well. Walks sadly off the track as the rain falls. A very, very sad and heartbroken Hans Nielsen. And it's won and lost on this first turn. Gundersen's got the outside line. Normally it would have been a disadvantage, but in this case it proved to be to his advantage because Nielsen was locked up too much. He was on the slippery stuff. Gundersen took the wide line in, the short line out. He was on the dry, he was driving, and from that moment he never looked back. He gave an impeccable display of World Championship Speedway style to leave Nielsen almost floundering in his wake, acknowledging the crowd. It was that easy once he got underway. There was nothing Nielsen could do about it. We've had a tremendous afternoon. He punches the air with delight as he goes under the tape. A fantastic effort for Gundersen and a very, very popular victory indeed. Confirmation of the result. Erik Gundersen took the final honours on 17 points. Hans Nielsen was the runner-up on 16. In third place, little Jano Pedersen on 13. Samo Malenko from the USA on 12. Simon Wigg in 5th place on 9. Per Jonsson jointly with him on 9, joint 5th. 7th, Roman Matusek from Czechoslovakia on 8. And Kelvin Tatum on 8.